Now, why would a Sith, a man literally forged in the fires of hatred, a survivor of unimaginable betrayal, loss, and endless Galactus wars, save a freaking Jedi? It goes against everything we think that we know about the dark side. But in episode 6 of Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, the son of Dathomir does something that has the entire fandom talking, at least in my mind. He doesn't kill, he doesn't dominate, he saves. And when he pulls Devon back from the brink of getting cooked, right, he reveals something far more terrifying than his lightsaber skills, and it's his mind. Because let's be real, this wasn't an act of mercy. Maul doesn't have a heroic bone in his body. This was cold, ruthless calculation. So today we are bringing down the hidden strategy behind the Shadow Lord and why saving a Jedi might be the most Sith thing Maul has ever done. Now, this is your boy CV Hayes. This is the Loreverse, and we are breaking down why Darth Maul saved Devon and Shadow Lord episode 6. So let's dive into this. So the atmosphere in this scene is absolute perfection. It's chaotic, and Devon is completely outmatched. Merrick is cooking her. He's an inquisitor whose entire existence is dedicated to the systematic erasure of the Jedi Order. And this isn't a fair fight, or a cinematic duel. It's leading to an execution. Devon is exhausted. Her defense is failing, and Merrick is moving in, about to prepare for a killing blow. And then we see Maul arrive. And he doesn't just show up. He explodes onto the scene. He is fast. He is violent. And his precision is unmatched. He intercepts Merrick's blade at the literal last second, shifting the entire momentum of the fight. But the key detail here isn't the combat, it's the timing. Maul didn't arrive early. He didn't stop the danger from happening. He waited until Devon had reached the absolute end of her hope. He waited until she felt the cold breath of death on her neck. Why? Because a rescue only buys loyalty when the person being saved believes they were already dead. And Maul didn't just save her life, he made himself the only reason she still has one. So look, at his core, Maul is a creature of legacy. He is always searching for that one thing Palpatine denied him, a true apprentice. Someone to carry his will into the future, someone to help him burn down the Empire and the Jedi alike. And in Devon Azara, he doesn't just see a Force user, he sees potential. And not just talking about midichlorian counts, he sees ruthlessness. Remember, Devon actually tried to kill Maul earlier in the series. Most Sith would see that as an insult, but Darth Maul, he sees it as an audition. He sees a Jedi who is willing to tap into her anger to survive. And in Sith philosophy, that spark of hatred is the ultimate power source. But here's the deeper layer to this, which we've talked about before. Maul isn't just vibing off of Devon's anger. He's acting on a vision. He's been spending time in the ancient temples on Janix, and the Force showed him a future, a dark possibility where Devon becomes a weapon unlike any the galaxy has ever seen. And Maul has learned the hard way that you don't ignore visions from the dark side. You build your destiny around them. So he's not saving a girl. He's cultivating a key to his ultimate revenge. And this is where the writing in Shadow Lord is truly genius, because Maul knows that you can't force a Jedi to fail by just hitting them with Force lightning. You have to break their mind. So by engaging Merrick, Maul pulls off the ultimate enemy of my enemy is a friend play. In Devon's panicked mind, the lines between good and evil are suddenly blurred. The Empire, which the law, is trying to murder her. Maul, who is a monster, is the one standing in the way. And so now it creates a psychological debt that Devon isn't prepared to handle. And then comes the most important moment in the episode. After Merrick retreats, Maul does something shocking. He deactivates his blade. He doesn't point it at her throat. He stands there defenseless but totally in control and asks, has she seen the face of her true enemy? That line is a masterclass in manipulation. He's planting a seed of doubt. He's suggesting that maybe the Jedi Council lied to her. Maybe the Sith aren't the only ones who bring darkness. And by making the Empire the true evil, he makes himself a necessary evil. He isn't forging her to fail. He's just making her really question why she is still standing in this light. And what makes, Shadow Lord Maul so much more dangerous than Phantom Menace is that Maul is his patience. He's moved past the need for chains and collars. He doesn't need Devon to kneel and call him master right this second. He just needs her tethered. He needs her influence. He knows that the fall to the dark side isn't a cliff. It's a slow, slippery slope. It happens through doubt, through the pain of loss and through the feeling of being abandoned by the light. So by saving her, he's given her a reason to stay near him. He's really become, at this point, her protector, now her mentor, and her only ally, really, in a galaxy that wants her dead. And he's letting the darkness really do the work for him. We also have to take a look at the macro scale here, right? Maul is rebuilding. He's on Janix trying to pull, the remnants of the Shadow Collective back together. But he knows that Spice Runners and Mandalorians aren't enough to take down Darth Sidious. He needs assets with high level power. Devon is more than just a fighter. She is actually a symbol, a former Jedi Padawan, someone who walked the halls of the temple, now serving the Shadow Lord. That kind of conversation is a massive propaganda win. And it spreads fear through the Inquisitors and really inspires a twisted kind of loyalty among his followers. So, what we see him doing is he is rebuilding a cult out of personality, and Devon is the crown jewel of that collection. Now, brutally honest here. Maul could have killed Devon's story at any point in the episode, right? He's faster, stronger, and far more experienced. So why keep her alive? The reason why is because killing her gives him nothing but a corpse. But by keeping her alive, by saving her, that gives him everything. It gives him an actual apprentice. It gives him a psychological weapon against the Empire. It gives him a future ally who knows the Jedi's secrets. This is the evolution of Maul. He's no longer the blunt instrument Palpatine used to kill Qui-Gon Jinn. He is a strategist. He's realized that the greatest victory isn't killing your enemy, it's turning your enemy into your most loyal servant. So Darth Maul didn't save Devon out of compassion. He didn't save her out of a hidden spark of good. He saved her because it was the most devastating move he could make on the galactic chessboard. In that one moment in the ring, he didn't just save her life, he began the process of rewriting it. And if the path continues, Devon won't just be someone Maul saved. She will be someone he created. The shadow of the Jedi is now going to hopefully serve the shadow of the Sith. But what do you guys think? Is there still hope for Devon, or is she already too deep into Maul's web? Look, I know some of y'all think that her master has maybe more influence. We have seen shards of that. But when Devon is by herself, and this is a kind of a Padawan thing to an extent, when a Padawan is alone, that is when they are the most vulnerable. And regardless of what you guys try to think, she is still scarred from Order 66, just as everyone should be who's going through it. And I think Darth Maul is feeding on that part of her that is so scarred, and he's going to use that to turn her. Now, let me know what your theories are in the comments, and make sure, guys, to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more Shadow Lord breakdowns just like this. Have a great day, y'all. Stay crispy, and peace out.